If Brady does leave the Pats, could Bill Belichick continue his dynasty without him?
Yes. First, about Bob Ryan. I knew there was a reason he always used to win on Around the Horn when I was the original host of that show, although I disagree with him that you're only getting a mid-manager kind of, because that's what he is. But then I agree with you, Molly. In big moments, he is more likely to come through than other guys. So there's value there. Yes, Belichick can obviously maintain a dynasty, but not in that first year, because Tom Brady made sure the cupboard would be bare. Who's backing his Stidham ready? Like, you had two guys who maybe could have taken over. And you're seeing now why Brissett, the question is, can he be a franchise quarterback? Sometimes it looks like yes, sometimes it looks like no. That was Belichick's second option. His first option was Jimmy Garoppolo. Can he be a franchise quarterback? Oh, I don't know. He's the quarterback of the best team in football, or one of the two best teams in football right now. Just beat Drew Brees, on the road, and by coming through under pressure and everything. Brady made sure that dude was shipped out of town so the cupboard is bare. And what I'm saying is, if you do the experiment now, Brady leaves New England and Belichick is there without a quarterback, and Brady goes somewhere where all they need is a quarterback, I'm still telling you that next year the Patriots will do better than wherever Brady goes, because it was always more Belichick than Brady. They're both the all-time greatest. Brady's is the GOAT. I'm not saying that he's not. But the Patriots dynasty was always primarily about Bill Belichick, and if he's in place, you continue the dynasty with a one-year interruption.
I'm going to sit up there and say to you that before I get to the point of why your argument is utterly ridiculous, what I will say is this. There are components that come to leadership that we don't always see in the media, obviously. If you're a leader, making sure everybody's doing their job is incredibly important. I'm talking about from the equipment manager on up to the GM, for crying out loud.
Even if you're shooting a documentary, at a Browns-Bengals game, you got to do your job.
There you go. There are obligations that come with every job description, and there is an overseer that is responsible for making sure they do their job. I will never know. One can only surmise that when it comes to Bill Belichick, you played for him, you won 2 Super Bowls with him, you would know better than me. All I'm saying is, in that regard, I'm not taking anything away, and that buffers Max's point. There's nothing to deny. But in terms of what I see, because last time I checked, you do not work for the Patriots, and you are not an insider on the New England Patriots. Therefore, you're watching what the rest of us are watching.
Correct.
And what I saw on the field for the vast majority of the last 19 years was Tom Brady doing it up. I saw many, many, many occasions where if it were not for Tom Brady, we wouldn't view Bill Belichick in that fashion. I saw many occasions where the defense was suspect, okay, where the personnel was highly suspect, and the greatness of Tom Brady came shining through. So when you sit up there and say that Tom Brady is great, but the reason we talk about him as the GOAT is because of Bill Belichick, my response is, I got no argument with that, so long as you're willing to accord the same level of respect to Tom Brady when it comes to Bill Belichick. Because how great would Bill Belichick be if he didn't have Tom Brady? And that's what I'm saying that we have to look at here. You talk about the personnel. Anybody that succeeds Tom Brady, if we're going to be critical in any way about him, based on this season, make sure you give him the weapons. Don't come to me. Make sure you give him the same weapons. Don't come to me with an upgrade at the wide receiver spot, an upgrade at the tight end spot, and then sit up there and have a new quarterback and say, see, that's better than Tom Brady. Because my contention is, if Tom Brady had better weapons, we would not be talking about it.
He only just needs the greatest tight end and wide receiver of all time, basically, and then he'll be fine. Right?
Did he always have that?
I mean, he had Gronkowski.
Did he always have that?
He had Gronk, and then you want that AB. I know. He needs a lot.
Did they win a Super Bowl with Randy Moss?
No.
He never had a great receiver when they won the Super Bowl.
Undefeated during the regular season, but yeah.
Listen, what separates Bill from everyone else is the culture that he's built in New England. Yeah. Bill always used to tell us that more teams find ways to lose games than win them. And that's the way he coached us as an organization. And when it came to clutch time, in those clutch situations, we always knew what to do, and our opponent always found a way to lose in those situations. That's why the Patriots, for the better part of 2 decades, have been the preeminent dynasty in the National Football League.
You saw sideline footage.
No, Max, come on here. I'm not even going to entertain that right now. But a big part of the reason that Bill Belichick has had this type of success is because Tom Brady has been an extension of who Bill Belichick is on the field. You can't, it's one thing to have a culture, have a system, but you have to have a player or players to execute that on the field. Because guess what? Bill Belichick is not on the field. Someone on the field has to be able to execute it. So when we're talking about carrying on a dynasty, think about what we're talking about here, everyone. We're talking about a level of excellence that we might not ever see again in the National Football League. I don't know how many years in a row the Patriots have won the AFC East, have had 10-win seasons.
Nine Super Bowls.
By the way, Matt Castle, so when he didn't have the extension of himself on the field, Matt Castle won 11 games.
Okay, that's 1 year. That's 1 year.
Only time he didn't have Brady, won 11 games.
That's 1 year out of 19. Think about the unprecedented
They made the playoffs
run.
without Brady his first year. Belichick's first year, they make the playoffs without Brady.
Belichick's first year we went 5-11.
That's not true.
Then the second year, Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. Brady comes in. We win the Super Bowl the next year.
Guys.
We win the Super Bowl that year.
Excuse me, right? But Bledsoe came in and won a playoff game. The point is that when he hasn't had Brady, including with Brissett and Jimmy G, the team has performed very well. I will give you this point. I concede this point. Whenever you talk about the greatest coaches of all time, and I'm saying it's more Belichick, way more Belichick than Brady, but in order to have the success, you do need the extension of the coach on the field. Red Auerbach with Bill Russell, Greg Popovich had Tim Duncan, Joe Torre even had Derek Jeter, and Bill Belichick has had Tom Brady, and that's a huge part of the success, of course. But he can also be successful without him.
But Max, you're talking about a Patriots organization in the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era that's basically going to the Super Bowl every other year.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.